controversy about gay adoption? What's the controversy? I'd have loved to have had a gay dad. Do you remember that stuff at school? Oh, my dad'll batter your dad. My dad'll batter your dad. Listen, my dad'll shag your dad. Your dad'll enjoy it. They've brought out a condom now, right? It's for people with premature ejaculation. And basically they've got an anaesthetic that they put in the lining that makes you numb. And you can last for longer. Or, you can wear it inside out and you don't have to wake anybody up. Have you seen this story? It's a great story at the minute. This guy had a sex change operation and he had everything chopped off, and then decided he didn't like it and he wanted to go back, but they wouldn't let him. So he went all the way to the European court, and eventually they said, okay, you can have it reversed. And now he's changed his mind again, wants to stay as he is. And then you're reading that and you're thinking, typical woman. But people are quite mental in Scotland. I think it's the weather. I mean, it does change people. If you've ever been up there, right, you'll have noticed not a lot of Scottish people have wind chimes in their house. Because it'd be like having tinnitus. And the winter is a tremendously difficult time of year for Scottish men to get laid, because Scottish women wear so many clothes. It's difficult to get at them. You know how in the movies and that, a young man's sexual rite of passage is the first time that he manages to get a woman's bra strap undone. In Scotland, it's the first time you get a button off in their duffel coat. Oh, just another 2 to go. Then I've got my hands on that fleece. So it's layers up there. Having a gangbang in Scotland's like playing pass the parcel. It's not just the cold either, it's the darkness. January, it's pitch black at noon. You walk down the street in a brightly coloured jumper and you can feel all the trees trying to grow towards you. We've got a serial killer in Scotland at the moment, in Glasgow, a torso murderer leaving torsos about. They had a victim who was like an African boy, and they sent for an expert in African ritual murders to look at the body. Do you think that happens in Africa if there's like a Scottish ritual murder? They find a body out in the desert and some guy flies over there and goes, "This boy's been glassed. These are quite clearly pool cue marks here." Partly the main victims of serial killers are teenagers. Do you know that? Do you not think with the amount of drugs teenagers take now, it must be getting more and more difficult for them to drug their victims? If you press a chloroform drag over a teenager's face these days, he'll just start dancing. My favourite thing I've seen recently was an article in one of the women's magazines for Valentine's entitled "How